Welcome back to the finale of the regular season for the NFL for the Bell Ringers podcast. Final episode, not of the year, especially not the year with New Year, but final episode of the NFL regular season. Brought to you by me, Ryan McDonald.
Ty Press.
Trevor Lay.
All right. So going over last week's results, we got a close one for the last week. I'm only one spot ahead, Ty. I'm 36 and 32. Ty at 35 and 33. Trevor kind of far behind, out of it. 29, 37 and 2, but it's all right. And
Definitely out of it.
Wheel 15 and
You never
13.
know, man.
Wheel, we started a little too late to make it actually in the running for winning, but it's still not doing bad. It's over 500. So, but last week Ty and I both went 2 and 2, so we kind of didn't really get any leeway. But Trev did have a nice week going 3 and 1, along with the Wheel going 3 and 1 for a consecutive week. So we're gonna have to figure out who wins it all. It's gonna be really it'd be kind of funny if we just me and Ty have 4 of the same picks and it doesn't matter.
What do we do for a chance of a tiebreaker, right?
I don't know. I guess we go into the playoffs. I don't.
I guess say we could do. I mean, I feel bad excluding Trevor for it, but he could also participate, but it wouldn't matter for anything. But we could do maybe like we both pick 3 teams, either money line or favorites, and like no matter like don't have to pick one over, one under, one favorite, one spread. Just pick 3 bets, or we could do what we've been doing and see who has the better odds. But we can workshop some shit. But that's if we hit the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I mean we could just go into the playoffs. We're gonna go over. I'm gonna quick run down the playoff scenarios in terms of what teams or what this possible seeding could be. So right now, I think as it stands, the NFC has the 1 seed is the Niners, 2 seed is the Cowboys, boo, 3 seed the Detroit Lions, 4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then the wild cards start off with the Philadelphia Eagles at 5, LA Rams at 6, and the 7 seed Packers. So the Niners are locked into 1 seed. No matter what they do, they're locked in, so they're not going to be playing anyone. The Cowboys will get a 2 seed with a win versus the Commanders or an Eagles loss along with their loss.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles can get the 2 seed if they beat the Giants and the Cowboys either lose or tie to the Commanders. And the Lions could still get the 2 seed with a win versus the Vikings and I believe a Cowboys and Eagles loss.
Yeah, correct. I think we beat them on the
yeah. And then Lions get the 3 seed with a win and Eagles or Cowboys wins. So yeah, basically if the Eagles or Cowboys win, the Lions will get the 3 seed.
Yeah, the worst they get is the 3 seed.
The Bucks get the 4 seed with a win or tie versus the Panthers. But the NFC South is kind of all up in the air. The Falcons could still get the 4 seed and win the division with a win versus Saints and a Bucks loss. The Saints could get the 4 seed with a win versus Falcons and a Bucks loss. So the only team not still in it in the NFC South is the Panthers. They have nothing to play for.
Okay. Who do we want coming out of that seed?
I mean, I think the most intriguing team to watch would be probably the Bucks.
Yeah.
But in terms of if we get the 5 seed with the Eagles, I probably would want to go against the Falcons.
Yeah. If I had to pick as an Eagles fan, I probably would want the Falcons.
Yeah. But at the same time,
the team I like the most out of the 3 would be the Bucks.
I'd probably want the Saints as the Eagles because I don't know, like if the Falcons actually run an offense, Bijan and Drake London are gonna rip them apart.
Yeah.
Because gonna do that on the Saints Camara.
But it would be kind of fun to just beat the Falcons for a 3rd straight time when they got in the playoffs. And I mean, we still have the Saints 1st round pick, so I'd rather them not make the playoffs.
That's true.
This is true.
But going after that with the 5 seed, like I said, the Eagles will get the 5 seed with a loss or a win versus the Giants and the Cowboys win. And the Rams will get the 6 seed with a win versus the Niners, who, like I said, have nothing to play for, or a loss versus the Niners and a Packers loss versus the Bears. And the Packers will get the 6th seed if they beat the Bears and the Rams lose to the Niners. And then the final spot will go to the Packers with a Rams win, no matter what they'll be, or with a win versus the Bears and a Rams win. The Rams will get the 7th seed with a loss versus 49ers and a Packers win. The Seahawks could get it with a win versus the Cardinals and a Packers loss to the Bears. And then the Vikings will get the 7th seed with a win versus the Lions and Seahawks and Packers losses. So I guess the Packers could still get the 7th seed and still get in as long as the Seahawks and Vikings lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving
Yeah,
on
the
to
Vikings need a lot of help.
yeah. And then moving on to the AFC, I mean, this one's got some of the crazier ones. You got right now the Ravens
Yeah, but
in one. Sorry, what?
there's a lot of there's a lot less movement that could happen because there's 3 seeds that are already like locked in.
Yeah, but like the one like
The wild card's a little crazier.
like the scenario of like
Mhm.
what the ups and downs of what the Bills could do is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But right now we got the Ravens in the one seed locked in. They have nothing to play for against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And only benching Odell and Lamar.
I'd imagine they'd bench more than that. It'd be kind of dumb not
Right.
to.
Like I can't imagine them starting their whole defense. But
But
last I checked,
it's-
there's only Lamar and Odell.
It's also because like the Steelers. So going ahead a little here, the Steelers need the
Sorry.
win, and the Jags to lose, or the Colts vs Texans to tie in order to get into the playoffs. So it's kind of like part of the Ravens might be like, do we want to just make sure our division rival does not make the playoffs? So do they kind of
Right.
play maybe a little bit of their guys early on, get a lead, and then maybe take some guys out, or do they just kind of just go full rest mode?
So it's Houston Colts tie or Jacksonville loss.
Yes.
Okay.
But they also the Steelers need to win.
right.
So no matter what, the Steelers need to win. But like I said, Ravens are locked in the 1 seed, Chiefs are locked in as a 3 seed, and then the 2 seed, the Dolphins would get it with a win or tie versus the Bills. The Bills get it with a win versus the Dolphins. But also a funny thing is if the Bills lose, there is a chance that they don't make the playoffs at all.
Ooh. That's
I'm
actually wild.
fairly sure, but that might be wrong. But I
Yeah.
thought that was.
With their record, their wild card's that high. Like,
I can't actually know that doesn't
something
seem-
record?
The Dolphins are in the playoffs. It just depends on where.
Yeah.
The Bills could not be in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So.
But the Jags will get the 4 seed with a win versus the Titans. The Colts get the 4 seed with a win versus Texans and Jags loss. And then the Texans the same thing. They have to beat the Colts and they need the Jags to lose. So that division's also kind of funny. The NFC South and the AFC South are both like up in the air with 3 teams that could possibly win it.
So I think
And then
with
Browns-
the Bills, the Bills are 10-6 right now. Colts and Houston are both 9-7. I probably would have to do with who, if the Bills played both of them, who they beat and who they lost to.
Well, no,
We
it's
know.
also like strength of victory and stuff like that. So I think that's why
Yeah.
the Bills could possibly not make it.
It's a record against common opponents.
Yeah.
If they're not in the same division.
But then if that's tied, then it goes to strength of victory, I think.
Yes.
But the Browns are locked in the 5 seed, so they have nothing to play for against the Bengals. But the Bengals also have no chance to make the playoffs, so they have nothing to play for. And then kind of explain it. Bills get the 6th seed with a loss to the Dolphins and a Colts versus Texans tie. Dolphins get the 6th seed with a loss to the Bills, and the Colts or Texans get the 6th seed with wins, plus Bills loss, plus Jags win. And then I already detailed the 7th seed. Colts get it with a win versus Texans and Jags win. Oh yeah, okay. The Texans get the 7th seed with a win versus the Colts and a Jags win, and then the Steelers need a win versus the Ravens, a Jags loss, or the Colts Texans tie.
Are we breaking down every single game this week, or do you want to just go through the games that actually like mean something?
I made a list and sent it to you.
Yeah.
I know,
So
that's what I'm asking.
yeah. So I might as well just do that.
List is...
Because I mean, I think almost actually, I think one of my picks comes from something that's not that, but it's not a big deal. But I guess we can start with the Steelers at Ravens, and I think this is going to be one of the more interesting games. Being because, like I said, I mean, I'd rather like with them, like I mean, I guess especially with like them having that bye, I'd rather play your guys at least maybe not Lamar, but play some of the guys at least like the first half. This because I wouldn't want 2 weeks of rest going to the playoffs, and then because whoever they're playing in the second round, it's probably going to be a better team that obviously would have had to win their first playoff game.
Yeah, I feel like Jadeveon Clowney, at least on the defense, has to play because he's a sack away from getting $750K.
Mm.
So,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
if I'm him, I'm telling him I'm playing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't see Huntley moving the ball against the Steelers defense.
No, especially 'cause,
all
like-
their starters going to be playing.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Steelers are actually fully fighting. Like they need a win here.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I forget what's.
I don't have any picks on this game. I don't know about you guys.
Neither do I, but I mean, I wouldn't. If I had to take one, I'd probably take the under in this. I want to see what it's at. I forget what I.
I do have the under in mind, and that is at 35.
Yeah,
as
I
of
kind
a
of.
few minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm looking at 35 and a
Yeah,
half right now.
yeah,
but
35 and a half. Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'd definitely be on that under with you, Trev. But
Again,
right
it's a
now,
hard
I'm
one
not.
because like when you get a matchup where somebody's playing for a playoff spot, and the other one is already completely locked into where they're going to be. And like
Well, last
the
time the
skill
Ravens
differential is so massive, it's
Yeah.
hard to bet on this game.
the last time the Ravens got the 1 seed, they got knocked out in the first round
Oh,
by the
see you there,
Titans.
Ty. Where'd he go? All right, you're back.
I'm back.
And
I didn't touch anything.
also, other news is apparently, I don't know if it's factual or not, but Odell is getting a boat for the Ravens during their bye week.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of
Last
tweets
time
being
that
like,
happened, he
Did it?
actually destroyed an organization. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
loved-
fucking stupid.
loved all the tweets where it's like, oh, since this picture, the Giants are like 3-25 or something like
Yeah.
that. I saw some tweets being like, Lamar, no, do not get on that
Yeah.
yacht. Do not get
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah. And there's like, as a Giants fan, please don't let him do this to you.
I wonder if they'd all wear Timbs again.
Probably.
That was probably one of my favorite parts of that picture. They were all wearing Timbs.
Um,
Which nothing wrong with Timbs, but just all of them wearing the same thing was kind of funny
On a boat.
with their shirts off. But I guess
So-
shirts off on a boat makes sense.
the only bet we're comfortable with in this game would probably be the under.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yes. And I took the under.
Right. All right. Next one.
Next, Texans Colts.
Saturday night's going to be electric.
I got Texans minus 1.5, and the points is 47.5.
Where are you getting these halves from?
FanDuel.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking
No
to. Yeah,
sponsorships, but FanDuel. I thought that's what
Yeah.
we're running.
but please sponsor
DraftKings
us,
Superior.
or anyone. DraftKings will also
Yeah.
sponsor us. Please, anyone.
I'm willing to switch my betting app if you sponsor.
Yeah, I will be paid off.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
I do have the under on this game, 47.5.
Oh, well, bang bang! I'm gotten over. So we're
There
going
we
at
go.
it.
Oh,
That's
there you
one
go.
off the
No
rip.
I
time.
need these. I think these teams are just gonna be just dueling it out, throwing the ball. They need both of them
Yeah.
need that win, so they're gonna be. I think they'll be trying really hard on offense, so they're gonna be making
Definitely
a
need
lot
to
of
win, but
aggressive
that's-
plays.
It's two not like I mean they're solid teams, but 47.5 is a fucking high score.
That's probably
Yeah, but
about what happened last time. Let's see. I kind of agree with the over. Yeah, the last one was 51 combined points.
All right.
and both. I mean, the Texans defense points wise is kind of middle of the road, but the Colts do not have a good points allowing defense. They're 27th in the league, allowing 24.5 points a game. So I'm
I
not.
agree that this is a big matchup of both these teams need a win, but that could go like it's like I said. I'm only leaning because I've seen both these offenses really stall out, and it's just 47.5 is that's pretty high.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm putting some
I
of my
put that on a
faith.
team that has a top 14, like that kind of points for like a top 14.
I'm putting some of my faith there in C.J. Stroud just bombing the ball out.
Yeah, I mean he's done it
A
before.
couple, there's a couple incentives for this game too. One I actually almost guarantee happens, and that's Dalton Schultz.
Yep.
He needs 4 catches for 250,000, and if he gets 6 catches, it's another 250,000. On DraftKings, it's one of the only prop bets up right now. It's 4.5 is plus 114. I did indeed slam that.
Yeah.
He's averaging just under 4 catches a game so far this year. So not too bad.
Yeah. And Singletary needs 165 rushing yards.
Yeah, which I don't think
That's
he's getting. Yeah, no.
No. But all right, that's that's perfect, Ryan. For us to be duking it out one game away to have a battle, I like it.
Could be a game changer.
Could be a game changer. I'm good with this game. Go to
Yep. Next one,
next
Buccaneers.
one, Falcons, Saints. Oh, I'm sorry.
Buccaneers
looking
at
at Falcons,
Panthers.
Saints.
Well, if you look at the list that Trevor sent, the next one will be Buccaneers at Panthers.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. You're right.
You little man, yeah,
Uh,
but this one, I
Bucks-
mean,
Panthers.
Panthers have nothing to play for, which is why I am taking the Buccaneers. I think they're minus 4.5.
I am
Panthers-
also taking that, Ryan.
That's it. Yeah, when you were saying that earlier, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. So I mean,
That's the easiest one for this game.
it's good for me. So either way, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean, Bucks.
Just
I
put more
think.
pressure on this fucking Houston game.
Yeah, I took them last week against the Saints, which didn't go well. I was kind of surprised, but I think, I mean, their backs are up against the wall. They need to win this game to get in. So
Right.
I I think they can do it. And the
I
Panthers
agree.
look miserable. I mean, they don't get a pick this year, so they really have no reason not to try and win. But at the same time, what are they really gonna
They
do?
are also the worst team.
Yeah.
So
It's a big Mike Evans week. He was kind of kept under wraps last week.
hurt me and helped me in the fantasy. Mike Evans.
Yeah, well,
But
that stinks.
yeah, I mean that's it. So Trev, you have nothing on that game. Me and Ryan both have the Bucks spread -4.5. Next game I'm seeing is Vikings Lions.
Yes, sir. And this one,
Yeah, I mean the Vikings got to scrap to try to stay in it, but they need a lot of help.
Yeah.
The Lions are starting their starters because
yeah, I mean they're still playing for seeding, so
they can move around. I mean they'll probably at least play till they'll probably play the full game because the Eagles Cowboys play late.
yeah, it's, I think they're I mean they kind of try
so
and make the
probably-
timings of the games this way, like teams can't just like take players out if they know the outcome of one game.
So no one's got anything for that game.
I
sure,
do
I
not.
don't.
I would.
I do
What
not
the
know.
Saints are favored, right?
Vikings Lions.
Sorry.
No,
You
the
messed me
Lions
up.
are -3, and it's 45.5 is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the Lions.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I think I go with the Lions, but I just didn't. I preferred the Bucks game with that one.
And then over 45.5.
I don't hate the over in that, just
Yeah,
because both
I would
teams
say
once
if
again
I
are
had to pick
playing.
one, I'd do over.
Although
I
the
can't
Lions
stand looking
defense
at Nick Mullins.
The Lions defense did look good last week, and Nick Mullins is playing, so I don't.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
it is a tough one.
So ugly.
Next, we do have the Falcons Saints,
Yes.
which I am not putting anything on personally.
No. Gross game.
No.
Gross game.
Just enjoy this one.
Yeah. I had it up here. I got a Saints -3 in New Orleans, and it's a 42.5 points.
Yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for the Saints to lose. This way it makes because we get their draft pick this year, so I wouldn't mind that getting a little bit better.
Yeah, I could see putting 3 on the Falcons. And I don't know. I don't like points in this game, really. 42.5 is a fair amount, but if I had to lean one, I maybe would lean under.
It's I could see like the Saints putting up some points, and then the Falcons being able to get like 10, so I get like 15. So I could see kind of getting to that over, but it's not
Yeah,
something
but
I feel too confident with.
If we're putting on
Probably-
this, if we're putting on the Falcons losing, they need to put up over 20.
Not-
So.
Yeah, well, I'm not
saying-
necessarily saying I think the Falcons are going to win. I'm just saying I hope they do.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know. I
I'd
could
probably,
see. I
I'd
could
probably
see this
lean
staying
under
under.
as well.
I could see this staying under a 20-point each game.
Yeah, I mean I'd probably go with the under. It's just I see it kind of being right there.
Next I'm seeing is Jaguars Titans in
Jaguars.
Tennessee. Jaguars are -3.5 with a over under of 40.5. Anybody?
I mean, the Jags have to win. I think they will, though.
Yeah, I mean the Titans have nothing to play for, but I think they're still going to put like Will Levis out there, just give him more playing time, more experience. And I mean there's some rumblings out there of what Mike Vrabel might be happening. I mean not even necessarily he might be fired, but maybe he just wants to go somewhere else. So maybe we'll see a little trade in the offseason, Mike Vrabel to New England.
He's definitely a coach that I don't see leaving this team and not going somewhere else. I think he has earned a starting spot somewhere.
Well, no, the idea would be he wouldn't get fired. He would ask for a trade to go coach somewhere else.
Right. What I'm saying is, yeah, he would. There's teams that would take him absolutely.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
I would say I'd be leaning towards the Jags, but the Jags have looked absolutely terrible lately.
they have. They've been very bad recently.
So I kind of actually don't hate the Titans at +3.5. I think they could keep it close.
Yeah, the 3.5. If it was anything under 3.5, I probably would lean Jags. But I think I would, if I had to pick one. Obviously, it's not one of my picks. I would probably say 3.5 for the Titans with plus, and then
And there's a couple incentives for DeAndre Hopkins: 49 yards for $1 million, and 7 catches for $250,000. So it'd be kind of, unless he just said he was fine with sitting out, I see him probably trying to play and get some of those incentives. So at least having a player like that on the field
with a
Definitely
goal
helps out
of
the Titans.
receptions and touchdowns. But
Yeah.
I think he had another one for multiple touchdowns too. So like, I could see like just force feeding Hop and getting a couple touchdowns, and then that's a game that could hit the over
Yeah.
as well, if not at least cover the spread of 3.5.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah, I mean, the
WP will
overs-
get the boys fired and the Jags cover.
Yeah, we'll see.
but Trevor Lawrence looks
Titans are
bad.
sad.
Seahawks Cardinals at Arizona.
Yeah, Cardinals have nothing to play for, but the Seahawks are playing to try and get in.
Cardinals had nothing to play for last week too. But,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't hate the Cardinals covering in this. Even I mean, it's plus three's not enough, but
Minus,
well,
yeah,
bend
I
over
don't
because
like
I'm
minus
taking
3.
the Seahawks -3.
Yeah, I if it was more than 3, I would say Arizona, but -3 is even. This is a push or a Seattle game
yeah,
for me.
I said that and I scrolled down and realized it was actually only 3, and I was like, I actually take that back.
Yeah. Trev, you got it at -3?
Seahawks -3 are my pick for my favorite.
I don't hate that.
See, I don't hate that either. Yeah, I said yeah. And then 47.5. I don't
Give me the
know.
over.
No sniffy on that one.
You want the
Give me
over on
over.
that one?
Yeah, I mean the Cardinals.
No, I wouldn't touch
we're
that. It's so
we're not a good. I mean,
unpredictable.
I wouldn't touch it, but I'd probably pick the over. I mean, we aren't a good defense, but we just gave up 35 points to the Cardinals, and the Seahawks have proven they can score. I don't think either team really has the greatest defense. So
I hear you. Next on our list is Bears Packers. Bears got nothing but a draft pick to play for right now. Are they locked in a draft pick anyway?
They get the Panthers draft pick.
I know they have
yeah,
Carolina.
but they get
their-
they get theirs as
They're-
well.
They have their own good draft
But
pick right now.
It might be kind of like the scenario, kind of like last year with the Lions and the Packers, where they could, like,
They
they
hate
could,
each other.
and like, if it also like if they beat the Packers, Packers don't make the playoffs. So it might kind of be
Right.
like, hey, let's make our division rival not make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not benching anybody for this game.
Yeah.
Because they know it's in Green Bay, but they know the Chicago fans.
Yeah.
They want this game to matter.
Yeah, and I mean, you hate to say it, but like in the worst case scenario, Justin Fields like gets hurt and goes down, like it looks like it's gonna be bad. Then they can just be like, oh well, now maybe we actually take a quarterback in the draft instead of rocking with Fields.
Honestly, I loved what Chicago did last week.
Yeah, with like the chant.
Everyone saying we won Fields, like that was cool.
That was cool, but
Yeah,
I really hope they keep him, and then he sucks, and then they just look back at that like, damn, maybe we shouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't
I
mind
mean-
seeing the Bears do well as long as it doesn't affect the Eagles.
If-
I wouldn't mind seeing the Bears do well, but I don't know, just the irony and like the comedic factor of that would be to me. Like I said, I'm not rooting for them to be bad, but it would just be funny to me if
No,
they
but,
did
like, if
that.
they-
And
Kind
then,
of sounds like you're a
That,
Bears hater.
What's it called? Is Carolina giving them the one or
Yeah.
I think the Panthers are
So,
locked in. To win.
that value alone? If they actually have faith in Fields, they could trade that pick for.
They're 100% true.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
they
they
will.
I think they'll probably trade back to like 3 and then try and get like Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, and like they get 3 and probably future picks as well.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
hate
no,
Fields at all. I think it's the right move. Like if you have a quarterback like
Oh.
Fields, who I think has skill with maybe a better coach, maybe a better team around him.
Well, to that, and more than likely, they're like the if they trade it away, the first 2 picks are going to be, like I said, if they trade back to 3 with New England, or whoever ends up getting 3, then more than likely those first 2 picks off the board are going to be quarterbacks. So they don't have to worry about losing because like that,
value.
their target has been Marvin Harrison Jr. So they really wouldn't have to worry about him getting taken at that point.
Dude,
Yeah,
imagine DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison Jr.
that's what I'm
together.
saying.
That'd be
Like,
nice.
That team could be
God.
solid. So as
Um,
far as picks go, though, with the where is it? I lost it now. Oh, so yeah, Packers -3, 45 even with points.
Jordan Love
Is it-
has been just, I don't know, he's been pretty good lately. I think that they
Packers
should be able
cover.
to.
It's been-
should be able
It's
to
been
cover.
iffy though. I feel like.
His yardage wise has been very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think based on I do like the Packers for -3 honestly. I honestly might be even leaning over as well.
See, I was thinking under, but
I
just
know
me.
the Packers defense is not solid. The
Bears defense also isn't solid.
no, and like I said, I think this is like that kind of rivalry game where no one's holding back on this game. Packers are fighting.
Yeah,
for
but
a spot.
that also means defense isn't holding back. But I mean, so you could say that about
Right.
anything.
But yeah, I don't know. I lean over 45, and I probably would say Packers -3.
I see this being a little bit closer to like 40, 42, which is still isn't far off, but
And then here we go. Eagles at Giants.
gross.
Gross.
I'm fully back in on the Eagles. They're covering this game, and I'm taking the over.
I
That got me hyped back up.
I also had the over on this game at 41.5. I think the Vegas finally got the odds right for an Eagles game. They were giving us so many points the last couple, and realized that like the Eagles just don't cover high points whatsoever.
Now,
So it gave us -5.5. I still am not touching the spread on that game, but I do agree. I think it will hit over 41.5.
Well, it's kind of like it's
No,
this one and the next game we'll talk about with the Cowboys and Commanders. I kind of wonder if like the Giants and Commanders might like cover just because like we might get up. I mean, it's more so with the Commanders covering, but like we might get up by enough and be like, all right, we kind of have the
And they
wind in
pull.
hand, pull, and then the other team gets close enough. I mean, with the Giants, if they were to get that back that close, they'd kind of have to like put maybe the stars
Yeah.
back in.
So I would agree with that if it was more than 5.5. Like with
Yeah,
the,
well, like,
the
that's where I-
Cowboys game with the 13.5, I
Yeah.
definitely can see that. But 5.5, if the game's close enough
Yeah.
to get within 5, I
Yeah.
don't think they're pulling anybody.
Yeah.
I think that the Eagles beat them by at least 10 this time. Just reverse the spread, blow Vegas's mind.
That'd be nice.
I don't know. They said they were vibing at practice today. So it's the
Yeah, I
best
mean, I-
practice they've had in a long time.
That AJ Brown little press conference got me back in. So
Talking
I
about
think
also player props, I know Darius Slayton has a good amount of money incentives for this game as well. He's got like I think over 5 reception gets him another either 100 or 250K. He's got some going for him, so I could see them trying to target him if they are pushing this game. But that's my main reason for picking the over. I still think the Eagles should be able to cover a 5.5
Yeah.
point spread.
I mean, the over's probably pretty good because our defense is terrible. So
Right.
almost
That's
anyone
what I'm saying.
can score
If they're
on us.
heavy sending it for a receiver against our cornerbacks, I like
Yeah.
that.
We get some
Fair
big
point.
pieces back this weekend, though.
Who?
Zach Cunningham, Darius Slay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, I don't know. They need to get it right.
Oh, absolutely.
then,
I mean, and this is, I mean, that's why hopefully we can get it right this game and get it right in the first playoff game and kind of actually get on a roll.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like I said, I agree with you. I kind of, based on a lot of the recent interviews and shit, like I kind of, like the Eagles have pretty much gotten to the point where they're saying like, listen, like it's on us, but we have glimpses where we show that we know what we can do. We're not playing anywhere near what we can do.
Yeah.
But like, I know AJ said shit about like the Seattle play call was on us, but like, dude, like, how bad was the call prior to that? Like the going deep, there's a solid chance that like they audible because it was a fucking Kenneth Gainwell screen pass. Like I'm like, if they're audible, it's because it was a bad play to begin with. Not saying what they decided was a good play. But
I mean, they might have just thought they had a little mismatch on the
a
side.
good matchup. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm like, I like that. Like they all are taking accountability and they know what they're doing. But like, again, the personnel is not reflecting the play.
Yeah.
And it's hopefully that's changeable. But
And I mean, it seems like the players are pretty confident in their ability to kind of get right and improve.
Absolutely.
So
Hurt me, please.
and so next we do have Cowboys Commanders. I don't have anything on this game.
Neither do
I'm
I.
guessing you do. I haven't heard you make a lot of
Nope.
picks.
My other two picks are games that are not important.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess
thought
one
you- I thought
there's
you were about to
one
say the next
there's-
two picks
there's-
are on the next game.
there's
Yeah,
one
so-
that we don't have on this list that does matter, but I'll get into that
Is
after
it the
we.
Rams?
Yeah.
I looked at the
Ooh, I
Rams
didn't
and like,
realize
I
that
was
was
iffy about one of those picks, but it's not on our list.
Yeah.
But I almost took a Rams pick.
I do have the Commanders minus 13 in this game.
Plus
Plus
13.
13.
13 and a half
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I
Um,
almost took that, but at the same time, I didn't want to lose on a Commanders being shitty.
Yeah.
Fuck the Cowboys. Doesn't
I
matter.
mean, like I
to
said,
me,
it's a
so.
shit ton of points. Cowboys have blown out teams by 20 plus
Yeah.
several times. So it's
Yeah.
it's a lot of points for a game that, to Ryan's point earlier, I can see them doing that where if they get up 20, they are going to pull everybody to keep them safe.
Yeah.
And I could see the Commanders getting a late touchdown to
Yeah.
within 13 and a half.
Yeah, but like my fear is
So I
like they
don't
get
think
up
that-
like 21 and then they pull their stars and the Commanders
Again,
only
14.
they're only able to get to 14. Yeah. Like if that was
Well,
on the other side, if it was like 15.5 or 14.5, then I might have taken it.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, that's they picked 13.5 for that reason probably.
what happened to your division rivals? Screw people over.
They do. They always are a toss up. So I have nothing on that one. Ryan, your picks are not on our last pick. I do have a pick on our last game, which is
Alright.
Bills at Dolphins.
Bills
No,
Bills
I
minus
had that-
3,
They fucked me
total
last
48
week
and a
because I
half.
went against the dominant Baltimore Ravens, but I think the Dolphins plus 2.5. I do like.
I got was
I
it
think
2.5 now?
Yeah, I got it at 2.5 right like an hour before this.
Okay.
Dolphins have a lot of injuries right now. Tua's banged up. Waddle didn't practice today. Tyreek's house is burning down.
Yeah, that I mean,
that
thankfully
man's
everyone
playing.
got out alright because that was
Yeah,
scary.
that would have been brutal.
They said it was caused by a child. So I guess.
Oh jeez.
But regardless, they're fighting for the 2 seed. This is a big game for each team. So, and I don't know. I honestly just this matchup's awesome. I love when
Yeah.
they play each other.
Especially
So
when like, it means something too. It's not just
yeah,
like
like this game is probably a dead set ringer for game of the week. That's probably why is it the night game? Yeah, it's why they have it at the night game.
well
but
it's really it's one of the only games that like the other games don't matter as much because like with like a lot of the other ones it's like oh well like we need to win and this loss so if the other team wins then we're kind of playing for nothing. So
right.
this is one of the ones
like
that kind of
win-
solely
win, get
matters.
the spot.
Yeah, it solely matters on
Whoa.
those two teams.
They actually have a lot of injuries.
Miami.
Bradley Chubb out for the
Oh
year.
yeah.
Xavier Howard didn't practice. Tyreek obviously because of the situation. Raheem Mostert didn't practice, and Jalen Waddle didn't practice.
Raheem Mostert never practices. The man has
Yeah,
played.
he's like actually hurt.
I know, Trevor, but every
Well, I mean,
single week
didn't-
he's been
But
a
didn't he
questionable decision.
didn't he yeah, but didn't he miss the last week's game?
He did miss last week's game.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's could-
I mean that is
yeah,
more
so that's an
fair
injury,
argument
yeah.
then. But he was questionable for up until the day. Like he was a game time decision for last week's game.
Yeah, I don't know. They're missing two of their best defensive players, though.
Yeah, that is a
They're out
tough
for
one.
the year.
Especially
Or, I know Bradley Chubb's out for the year. I don't know about Howard.
the Bills
Right,
have been
but-
looking good lately too, so who
We'll
knows?
see. That team's
Yeah.
that team is a high scoring offense, and I mean their defense was solid, obviously, but I don't know. It's gonna be a shootout, especially now with the injury. So I'm just fixing for a great game to watch, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Very excited for that game.
So we move into I guess the last game that matters, San Fran and the Rams. I think San Fran is -4. Go up and check again.
So I got San Fran -4. Yeah, they're benching Brock Purdy and Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah, San Fran -4, total of 41.5. So I am taking the Rams +4 because the Rams have something to play for. They have to win, whereas the Niners don't. So I think I mean at least covering 4. I mean they could lose by a field goal. So I think that's my favorite underdog of the week. I mean I just like you said the Rams have to play. They have to play their starters. They have to really try. And I think they've been looking pretty good some of the weeks. And
They're not a losing
yeah.
and like not make it right though. I think they have
No,
a
Carson Wentz is starting.
oh shoot.
yeah. No, like they already locked the spot.
Yeah, they're either 6 or 7.
Yeah,
They can't
I
lose
guess
anywhere.
I
All right,
remember
well,
Carson
I'm
and
putting
I
my
think
faith.
Cooper.
I'm not changing now. I'm putting my faith in Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, the Philly Bull. I was just
Carson
saying,
Wentz
I'm
can
pretty
help.
sure they're not
Carson
starting
Wentz
people.
can help the Eagles. Shockingly.
So I'm riding with the pick. I forgot about the fact Wentz was playing.
Yeah.
I remember that earlier.
Should be a
Wasn't
fun
even
game to
thinking
watch,
about that.
maybe.
Damn. All right. Well. Oh well.
I like it though. I think they'll win that game, actually.
And then, am I the only one with a pick left?
Yeah.
Yep.
My other pick, I'm taking the under 37.5 in Cleveland at Cincinnati. Neither team has anything to play for. Everyone's gonna be out. It's gonna be bad quarterbacks, and I don't think we're gonna see much scoring there.
Cleveland, I know they officially announced no Flacco.
Yep.
Which I don't even know who the fuck else they have.
I forget who I saw, but it's
Johnny Manziel.
Flacco's not Flacco's like the third string. He's probably just gonna be like emergency quarterback.
Yeah. So I can
So-
see that. So that's your under.
Yeah, because I think both
Yeah.
defenses, even with people like even if they take some guys out, which defenses usually don't take guys out as much, I think they're just gonna be able to stop each other, and it's gonna be kind of like, hey, let's just like lie down and just end this game so no one gets hurt.
All
Over
right,
the
I'm
wheel.
gonna spin the old wheel.
Alrighty. Where is it? There it is. Let me get rid of my picks so I can.
Oh, there. Oh, we're at it.
Alright, here we go.
Go ahead.
First one. Favorite is Chicago at Green Bay, so Green Bay -3. Underdog.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we said. Prefer that. Seattle, Arizona. So likes Arizona +3. Over. Let's see what we got here. Over in the Buffalo Miami game. That's not a bad one. Both teams having things to play for. Over 48.5. Under. Let's see what it goes with. Can the wheel go 4-0 on the last week? Under in the Philly Giants game. So under 41.5 in that. All right. Now we can move back to that. Once Ty gets back from wherever he went, we will go through our recap.
Oh, the under going against both me and Trevor for the Giants
right.
Eagles too.
Let's get to our recap. My favorite of the week will be Tampa Bay -4.5 at Carolina. My underdog will be Rams +4 at San Fran. Wentz, please do it for me. My over going to be Houston at Indy, over 47.5, and my under Cleveland at Cincinnati, 37.5. No one playing for anything. Just going to lay down.
All right, and the matchup between me and Ryan, I'm down 1. I need to get 2 points on him, or we're gonna have a tiebreaker. My favorite is Tampa Bay -4.5 against Carolina. I think that is also Ryan's pick.
Yes, sir.
And then my dog is going to be the Dolphins again, +2.5 against the Buffalo Bills in the night showdown. Can't wait to watch. My over is going to be the Eagles versus the Giants in New York, over 41.5. And then my under is going to be the Houston Texans versus the Colts, another big playoff matchup, but two teams that are mediocre, average, fighting for the bottom spot. 47.5 seems like a lot of points for me.
That's a big matchup for us because I have the over, so we'll see.
Right.
Trevor.
For my favorite, I have the Seahawks -3 against the Cardinals. Dog is Commanders +13 against the Cowboys. Over 42 for the Eagles-Giants game, and under 35 for the Ravens-Steelers game.
All right, boys.
Then the wheel has Green Bay -3 versus the Chicago Bears. Arizona +3 going against Trevor and the Seattle Seahawks. Over 48.5 in the Bills-Dolphins game, and then under 41.5 Eagles-Giants.
Against me and Trev.
Yep.
Will's not going 4-0. I can promise you that.
Nope.
All right.
We'll
Best
see.
of luck, boys.
Yeah, best luck, everyone.
And
Final
other
week
notes
of the
before we
season.
end, let's congratulate Ty on winning our fantasy championship.
Boo!
Yes, sir.
Boo!
Yes,
Trophy will
sir.
be in his house soon.
So
You
a
see that
trophy,
trophy
yeah.
behind Trevor? That shit mine.
Billy can pay for this plaque because he took away my commissioner abilities, so I'm not paying for it this time.
You can give me my plaque.
Absolute
Yeah, well,
game, too. Not to like drag too much on it, but
it was a
came
low-scoring
down to
game. Almost
the
anyone
final.
else would have beat either one of them.
Yeah, we were very.
Yeah,
our teams
but they
did not
weren't
show
because they
up.
weren't there. So
I'd say, I mean, it's a fair point.
Came down to the Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Carlson needed 7 points, and my man showed up.
His name's not Tucker Carlson, but yeah, it's
Tucker Kraft.
Tyler Kraft.
That's his Tucker, isn't it?
I don't know, but
I'm
some Kraft.
keeping that trophy. Whatever it is.
Kraft showed
We
up
went-
for the boy, got me the dub, and it's all love. I had to celebrate New Year's Eve with Trevor. We watched it together. It was a great bonding moment. Tucker Carlson, but
Big Zing guy.
great moment, great dub for the boy. But
All right, yeah.
there you go, boys. All right,
There
good
you go.
luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, boys. Everybody enjoy football.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you for the playoffs.